Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, where we are continuing on in the third case of the game, where last time we had an interesting situation where our defendant finally admitted that yes, there was another passenger there in the cabin that night. And it turns out that it's a young teenage girl who is a pickpocket, and her name is Gina Lestrade. And the name Lestrade made me go OMG because that's a main character in the Sherlock Holmes books. So this should be interesting. She's a little pickpocket, little naughty. So I look forward to seeing what happens next. What the girls saw. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell ya, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. And why did you scream? Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of me skin, I did. And the scream just came out. Oh, okay. The sound. It's because of that this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind.
Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand why you would let this street urchin go, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact.
How?
As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself.
I think a demonstration is called for.
This is where I was sat that night.
And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath this seat, I presume.
Yeah, but it wasn't empty before, dang it.
Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature.
Aye, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I'd parked myself on the seat for the duration.
Ah,
So you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent.
even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question.
Not at all, my lord, not at all. Hmm? I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman.
My lord, this fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this.
Oh, you've changed your tune now, have you?
I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir.
Oh boy.
With calm, calculated reasoning.
Whoa, what the frick did I just do with her voice? Sorry.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
Oh boy. They really are believing him now, huh?
Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty?
Mr. Naruhodo, this... well...
It must mean
It must mean what?
that we're victorious. I think Ryunosuke knows something else is going on.
We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
What the fuck? Excuse me? Excuse me, sir? I think I said that really loud. Sorry. What in the world did this man just do? Just when I thought that he had so many freaking poses and animations already, they go and do this? Sir? That is super rude. And how are your shoes so clean on the bottom? That shouldn't be possible. But like, what the frick? That looks so weird. You got some big ass feet. What the hell? Oh my god. Okay, you're hot and all, but like, you expecting people to kiss your shoe instead of kiss your ass? Or do you want them to be stepped on? He was like, I want to step on you. Like, oh my god, sir, please. Okay. You are super extra. I think he officially takes the cake for the most extra Ace Attorney character ever. And we've had plenty, but this man, this glorious man, he's something else. I'm super shocked and amused right now.
If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy.
Why do you always want us to forgive you for acting so ridiculous?
This really is a consummate example.
You got some good strength in your other leg if you're able to just stand like this whole time. What the hell?
Of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices.
I'm still shook by your foot.
Like your leg.
Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day.
Emotion?
Oh, he put his leg down very quickly, okay. They didn't want to animate that. Maybe it's like a really awkward motion of him like hopping as he's trying to put his leg down.
He's like, oh, just very quickly, don't look over here, I'm busy. The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature.
What do you mean, his true nature?
Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation.
And it definitely had stuff inside it.
The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report.
Good lord!
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGinley's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat.
What?
Yeah. This girl, she's pretty shady.
Order! Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, Counsel?
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend,
Me?
When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be?
Ah, shit. So basically now we're in a really tough spot because we know based on our examination that two things have changed. That the compartment is empty now and that there's a pool of blood on the floor when there wasn't one before. So, because we're an honest person, I'm sure he's gonna have to come clean about that. But that means that it doesn't look good for our defendant. Or the girl, because I think they're in cahoots or something.
Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy.
Sorry?
Oh, he's trying to force us to lie for him.
Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. How this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Von Zeeks.
Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter?
Oh, shnipe.
How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus?
Oh. 3 choices? Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to save here because I'm curious. Hold on. This is kind of a hassle, but I'm curious. The fact that there's 3, I thought there would only be 2 choices. So, I didn't look. It was empty, or it wasn't empty. So, of course, the correct one was it wasn't empty. What if we say I didn't look? They're gonna say, "Oh, you liar," or "Oh, you're horrible at your job," or something. Let me see.
Sorry, I am a failure. I didn't look. But I couldn't lie and pretend that I had.
Perhaps I credited you with too much intelligence. It seems, my lord, that this Eastern initiate is as unreliable as wine from the barrel.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, now, it would seem the argument is moot. And the truth of the matter is there for yous all to see, after all. That there cubby hole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is.
So is that it? There's no penalty for saying that? Oh. Okay, well, let's go back. Okay. I mean, I guess to be fair, there could be people who didn't look, right? So I'm glad they do have that as an option, but it was kind of like, eh. What if we lie?
Yes, I'm fairly sure it was empty. What else can I say?
As I suspected. It seems, my lord, that this Eastern initiate has the scruples of a by-street wine merchant.
Mr. Naruhodo. Okay.
Perfect. 'Tis why the fellow's representing me, after all. He knows just what to say, does he not?
Well, now, it would seem the argument is moot. And the truth of the matter... Okay, it's the same. Interesting. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter what we say in the long run, but I think... I don't know, maybe it affects it down the line, but... If we tell the truth that it wasn't empty, I'm very sure our client will be very upset with us compared to the other two where he was happy. So that should be interesting.
I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember, at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes. Are you sure, counsel?
Ara, bewist?
Uh-huh. I knew you were gonna be pissed. Well, you shady as hell, so I don't really like you, sir. I kind of had that vibe from him from the beginning, though, didn't I? That I thought he was lying about his being wealthy. I mean, I was wrong, and yet I think I wasn't wrong. That I knew he was shady. And it turns out that his wealth is from, you know, that horrible business that he has of extortioning people. I guess my instincts were pretty good on this one, so I'm pretty proud. Let me pat myself on the back. Yeah.
What are you saying now, you daft doll? I thought you were on my side here.
We looks like we got Van Zeek's respect a little right there.
For the game are you playing? You're actually being honest? What the fuck?
He's like confused.
Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position?
Because I'm honest. I'm a good person.
Which is not the best thing for a defense attorney.
As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible.
Interesting. 'Tis not altogether pleasing, fella.
I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded.
Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interest here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That there cubby hole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is.
And your heart is the devil's heart, clearly.
Do you think perhaps it will be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken?
Really? You're gonna put pressure on me?
Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here? I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think.
That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have...
I'm giving him the accent. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm giving him the same accent as Van Zeek's. Oh, I'm sorry.
So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and the pick-purse are lying.
Oh, here we go. Back and forth.
I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them.
What? Oh no.
It's a trick. Of course it's a trick.
Here we go.
Quite so. I must concur here.
Oh, shnipe.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems.
My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Thank you, Counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Yes, my lord.
What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition.
This trial's crazy.
The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem.
I mean, there's some crazy ass stuff going on back and forth with this, you know? I don't know. I still think he's shady, but I'm also like feeling confused about where this is going now. Hmm. Okay. I don't want to cross everything because I already feel a few things are shady. So she said she can't see anything?
Hold it! So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all?
Not a joke. Not a jot. God, this Cockney accent is like the hardest thing to do. Most days I'll push the cushion up with me head and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's hat who I'm gonna fiddle. Oh lord, she's gonna torture me with this accent. I don't know why it's easier with McGilded, but it's harder for me to do a female voice for this accent for some reason.
I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher.
I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one, see? So most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. Wait, what? No, that's the opposite of what he said. He said that the most comfortable seat was the one that he sat on. Interesting. So he's lying. The fact that she says that the one above her is the least comfortable. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head.
And for that reason you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out. I see.
Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's Hobson's choice.
Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then?
How does she even get in there so easily all the time?
I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor.
So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. Okay. Had a loud bang. And the screen just came out. He did help. Yeah, why did he help you get it? That whole thing is weird to me still.
And when Mr. McGilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place.
I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all.
Next to the victim, Mr. Mason.
Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling onto me. Ugh, how awful. Both my hands got covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog.
Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilded for a while, is that correct?
He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to and that. Then I heard something from above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume.
Well, I didn't want no one seeing my face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent.
For one brief shining moment, yes.
It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we could clinch the verdict we want.
Yes, I think you're right. I had this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it.
I mean, what she said on this one. That really bothers me? I don't know how to... We can't present anything, though. How do I do this? I don't know.
Hold it!
I don't know how to go about telling that he stated a contradiction. Can I switch to him at some point? I think maybe I don't know.
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor?
Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump.
And you let out a scream involuntarily.
That's right. And then I felt the cushion over me head get lighter all of a sudden.
Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes.
Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not?
No, not if she heard that noise.
Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment?
Yeah, I saw it.
What? But you couldn't have. Oh.
I pushed out the cushion and I had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? Irishman was sitting up the bloke what had fallen on the floor on the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGillicuddy's account, of course. But then, the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking.
I don't know how to go about this part. But it's here.
Hold it!
This statement. Hold on, let me get to that point again. Knife. Here, lurched a bit. Fall onto me. Awful. Hands got covered in blood. Okay. Come on. Wait, did I miss it? Oh, was that the 5th statement? Sorry. Hold on. I guess I pressed on the wrong one. It's this one. I must have pressed on the wrong one.
Hold it!
Hold on. When she says about the chair, the seat, I mean. This one. Can I question him? I think so, right? But he didn't react, so I'm kind of like unsure if you can do that if they're not reacting. I think that's what I have to do, though. Let me try.
Excuse me!
The music's still going, though. I don't know. Let me see.
Let me ask you something, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, and what would that be, fella?
Do you have something to say about that last statement?
No, not really. I'm altogether happy with what's been said. Kinda you to ask, still and all. Here, have yourself a tip. Really?
Ah! Does he think I was asking after his general well-being?
Maybe this is wrong. Did I do this wrong? I don't know what else to do. Do I have to present something? But I will say, maybe... Okay, maybe it's not about the cushion. Maybe it's the fact that she doesn't like being in small dark places and all that. Why is she in there at all? Because he did say earlier, like, why doesn't she just pickpocket out in the open? So maybe that's where it is. But I can't present on it because I don't have any evidence. Wait, where is it? It's this one, isn't it?
Well, no.
Oh! I thought it was about the seat cushion. But, which I still think that's proof too. Now he's reacting. Okay.
Excuse me.
Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded?
Oh, I do apologise. Was there something the matter, Counsel?
I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps? You seem to be thinking something to yourself.
Oh, no. 'Twas nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so it was.
I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now.
Aye, and I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well.
Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe.
That little pose she does is very tsundere. It's like, Baka! That's the look.
Miss Lestrade! Did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps?
Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring.
But Jabbers, there's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp.
What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something. It might have given us a vital new clue.
Yes. What should we make of that last statement of hers?
I'm gonna say it's important, but we're actually gonna say that in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. I actually thought we'd be finishing this case soon, but I guess not. So, until next time, hope you have a nice day. Bye-bye.